to yes, how do men date and fall in love?
Poorly and rarely.
I love it.
Based on my research.
That's how you want it to be. Oh, so as far as choosing the one, there are 3 steps. The filtering process. I mean, women also do that. It's the part where he looks at all of these undesirable qualities, and the ones that do have them are sifted out. Simple as that. The second one, evaluation stage. This is where he decides that he's going to focus on you.
Sounds like he's buying a car.
Well,
Like he goes through, looks at what features do I want, then he takes it for a test drive, right? The evaluation stage.
But we're not any different, really.
yeah,
I mean,
Women do the same
We pick
thing.
based on color. We don't like even drive them, really.
Oh no.
Like the color of shoes they're wearing,
I
or
think
the
it
pants
on
they're
some-
wearing.
yeah.
Whether they've
Or what
got
they
their
wore
hair
to
cut
color.
and the nape of their neck is clean or not.
Dress them differently.
So that's that, and yeah. So this is where he will have this list of pros and cons, and over time decide or realize that this woman has fantastic quality. This woman, even though she has certain issues,
Yeah.
still there, has fantastic qualities that just overshadow the last detail that I mentioned. And this is where he will say, and usually you can catch him if he talks to his boys or people that are close to him, he will refer to that woman as she is the whole package. This is when you know that, yeah, he could be the one.
Me? I'm genuine.
Oh. Now, I mentioned to you the way men and women process dates, and maybe you can agree with me, but usually when you go on a date, before the end of the day, you know where it's going to go. You will date the guy, friendship, you never see him again.
No, you know what you might be interested in. I don't think you know where it's going to go, because you might be thinking this is going great. He seems all over me, or I mean, he seems all interested in me, into me, and then you never hear from him again. So I don't think that you can say that you know where it's going. I think you know where you might potentially like it to go.
Okay,
And
yes. So I think that's
you
much
know
better.
where
Yeah,
it's going.
that's well put. Okay. So by the end of the date, usually women do know
What they
Where
would
they want.
potentially go.
what they potentially want. Okay.
I kind of also think that, like, as a woman, like, I think a lot of times we know where it's going to go. We just don't always choose to acknowledge it.
You mean we're really good at fooling ourselves?
I think most of the time, like, I know within the first, like, 10 minutes where it's going to go or not going to go. And then I'll, like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of, like, and I know, like, I've actually been on a coffee date where I'm like, yeah, this isn't going anywhere. You're not into me. And he's like, not really. And I'm like, I'm not into you either. I'm like, let's call it good.
Because she said that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I dated in California. California's grown-up date. So, like, it's, you know. I mean, you know, right?
Sometimes you don't know.
That's good.
Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes I don't know.
I'm
Where I
glad,
think, yeah, okay, could be, but yeah.
but I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that to be able to know within a short amount of time. Because guys, on the other hand, they process the date afterwards. They're not as present as women are. So it's really a process of collecting data for a guy. He will see all the things that you do, all the things that you say, and in the aftermath, he will think back and say, oh, she did this, and oh, she said that at that point. And this is when he decides whether you fit the bill or not. So from a woman's perspective, the focus should really be on do everything you can to just ace it, just like an interview. You know, I'm sorry, man, that's another way to put it.
Yeah.
If you like them,
Yeah.
if you find that you don't, then
But
is
see,
it better to put them out of their misery?
better to put a man out of his misery. It's good to be honest.
Say, you know what?
It's good to be
Like, if
honest.
you know it's not going to happen, at some point you just like.
Would you
I did
prefer a
that.
woman saying that to you if you just met up on the date? You're at a coffee shop, you meet up, and like what happened to her in the States. Would you prefer that
Yeah.
Personally,
as a man?
Personally, I prefer the honesty. But most people just say, yeah, sure, we'll stay in touch and never hear from you again.
That's
Especially
what.
if it's nice, like, hey, you're a really good dresser, you're a really nice guy, and you're really intelligent, I'd like to be friends, but that's
Yeah.
Like I don't feel anything.
And
Would
that's
you rather
great.
know that?
That's absolutely. I would rather know that.
I put it as that I'm not giving them 100%, because really that's what it boils down to. I'm not giving them 100% of what they really want.
But also, if you switch the frame, in order to be more in control, he's the one that has to show you all the things that you're looking for. So regardless of where you take the date, you have control over where you take the date. So whatever he does, it's your choice to decide whether you want to continue the interaction or not, whether you will give him a chance for a second date, even if he calls you. So the focus should be about you being in control.
Yes.
And give men room to chase you. Give them room to chase you.
Big time.
Yeah.
That's your biggest asset.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh.
Well, besides the other.
But
I know, I was watching you. I was looking over at you and I went, okay, no.
Does even we're keeping her.
but the reason why I said give a man room to chase you is because
They like that.
they like that, and also because you will know by the end of the date where it's going to go. Usually, some women will the next day send a text, "Hey, you know, I had a great time with you. We should meet again." Or either call or text and ask for his upcoming plans for the weekend.
Oh, no. See?
Some do. Some do. Consider all of these chasing.
Yeah.
Consider all of these chasing. You,
Totally.
if the guy likes you,
He'll call.
he will call. He
Exactly.
will text you. He will come after you. Yeah, absolutely.
Through that.
I mean, these are, of course, are guidelines. You can do what you feel you're comfortable with and see how it works for you. It may be totally different, but generally.
You know what I think the problem is, why some, I shouldn't say problem, why some women do, is because now they think that you're allowed to text and call each other because that's the new way that people date. But I still believe it's kind of, as you bring up the courtship, men still like to bring home the buffalo. They still want to do the courting. Although, it's true that they want to drag that back
because I'm a
into
gazelle then.
they'll always have that instinct, though. I don't not think women's liver, whatever happens, will ever matter. I think that will always be the biggest thing. They want to feel like the man.
Yes, absolutely. And that's another thing. Allow a man to be a man.
Yes.
Aha! Therein lies
Let
our
him
problem
argue
with
with
this busy, overachieving woman
Oh, now we
who's
get to
out
this. Now
there.
we
So
get
if
to
we're
that.
gonna let the man be a man, he better step up.
Well, I know, and that's just it. That's just it. But it's also another situation where it's very intricate because yes, there's a cause and effect. You know, men have to do certain things, you know, for women to feel a certain way, but also women have to do certain things in order for men to feel a certain way.
Yes.
So
It's give and take.
it's a give and take.
It is.
There's